Well, it was a great championship game, but a disappointing end to an amazing season for the Badgers. This team came so close to a national championship tonight, but fell just 5 points short. Mike Thompson and Greg Wavernick are live in Indianapolis. They join us now with more, and maybe even some fan reaction. Guys?
Well, good evening, Martha. Yeah, tough one here in Indianapolis for Badger fans. You know, I saw a lot of fans crying after the game. Just really hard to take because these guys fought so hard throughout this entire season. Such a great season for them, but not the way they wanted to end it.
Yeah, the Badgers Twitter account, I think this sums it up pretty well. They quoted a Dr. Seuss comment, "Don't cry because it's over, be happy because or smile because it happened." You know, this was a great season. Yes, heartbreaking, disappointing that it didn't end the way that we were hoping for, but yeah, 68-63 the final here. Duke a winner.
Yeah, what was the key point that in this game that turned it towards Duke's way?
Yeah, well, Wisconsin had a 9-point lead, 48-39, with 13:24 to go, and at that point, it really did seem like all the momentum was on Wisconsin's side. They came out of the second half hot. Bronson Koenig, a big reason for that. He scored 9 points out of the gate right off the bat in the second half, and that was a big part of that lead. It was a tie game at the half, but Duke just slowly clawed back in there, and yeah, Tyus Jones in the backcourt of Duke just kind of took over.
All right, well, we are going to hear from Bronson Koenig right now. We did get some reaction from him after tonight's game.
Close game. We didn't execute down the stretch like we normally do. They did.
What's it like getting this? Turn the momentum when you had the 9-point lead, 39 at that time.
You can pick which foul, which and one, you know, that they called for them. I don't know. I thought that was a big momentum swing. So yeah.
Just to get this close, look on the senior's face and just looking around the locker room.
I mean, we made it this far, and obviously we didn't reach our goal, our ultimate goal that we set for ourselves a long time ago. So I mean, it just hurts.
Anything positive you can take? Maybe not right now, but
I mean, we're proud that we got back to the Final Four, made it to a national championship, and hopefully put Wisconsin on the map.
How tough was it guarding their guards? I've seen those big days.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough to stop them when, you know, they're setting hard screens like that, and you're doing everything you can to show your hands, and they throw something up and they call foul. So I mean, it's pretty tough to defend that.
You got that jump in the second half, Bronson, and got up 9, I believe, out of the gate. From that point forward, can you tell what the difference was?
I mean, it's a game of runs, and we made our run, and they made theirs, and they just made a couple more runs than we did.
Bronson, what's
Obviously a very emotional locker room there for the Badgers, and Bronson Koenig, you know, this is his second Final Four in his 2 years that he's been at Wisconsin, so quite a run for him so far, but still, again,
Yeah,
not
tough,
the outcome.
Tough locker room last year after that loss to Kentucky, and once again a tough locker room, as you would imagine, because so much work, so much, you know, pain and tears and, you know, sweat go into these types of runs, and they took on the best of the best. We were talking in the 6 o'clock show, the path that Wisconsin had here, taking on North Carolina, taking on Kentucky, taking on Arizona,
Oregon.
Yes, the list went on, and you kind of sensed in the second half there the team was kind of getting a little exhausted and tired, and maybe we look back to Saturday's games. Duke pretty much was in control up, you know, in the 20-point range that entire game against Michigan State, and they were the early game. Wisconsin the later game, and in a dogfight of all dogfights against Duke. So they have obviously, Wisconsin exerted all energy in that last game of theirs in Saturday night versus Duke. Maybe had a little chance to put a little bit in cruise control.
Yeah, Okafor in foul trouble in the first half there, but they really turned it around in the second half.
Yeah, we talked about the guard play of Duke, and just to go 39 of their 68 points came between Tyus Jones and Grayson Allen, a guy off the bench, averaged only 4 points per game. He had 16 points tonight, so an unexpected source of points for the Blue Devils, and that indeed helped them carry. But yeah, Okafor had a lot of big baskets down that stretch in which Duke pulled away there at the end, and yeah, doing a lot of that work inside with 4 fouls.
And there was a ton of lead changes in this game, back and forth. I think between 15 and 20 lead changes.
Yep, 16 lead changes,
16
5 ties. It was a great, entertaining game. You know, it's just one of those. Sitting from the Badgers' perspective, the team finished on the wrong end of the column.
Yeah, and Decker, he struggled a little bit from the three-point line. Definitely hurt them there.
Yep, and the team only shot 41%. Duke shot 47% from the field. Another big difference. Badgers out-rebounded Duke. One thing that kind of stood out, and a lot of fans are going to be bringing it up, the calls, some of the refs, calls that were made in this game. I'm not going to blame the refs on the outcome. That there was bad calls both ways. I think what we saw at Kentucky, though, and what we saw here tonight, officiating was sort of a headline, and I don't know if it directly determined the outcome in either of those games, but a lot of questionable calls made in both of those games, and you would hope something, a stage as big as the Final Four, you'd be seeing the best of the best, and I don't think we got that.
All right. Well, we're going to hear from the players, some of the players, and head coach Bo Ryan in just a minute. But for now, we're going to send it back to you in the studio, Martha.